Good morning, good evening. It's early. I'm awake. I made it. Just. Game hasn't started yet. Still a good, I don't know, 3-4 minutes away. Eddie Jones is there. He's ready. Tian is here. How's it going, Tian? What channel is it on in South Africa? I'm not sure, buddy. Sun is setting over there in Gloucester. Sun is not too far away from rising here in Auckland. It looks pretty windy, but weather seems just overcast. Lights are on. Yeah, I'm sure it'll be dark by the time this game finishes, and it'll be light here. Hopefully it's a good game. Skivington's the new coach. I don't know much about him. I seem to remember there was a contract row when he was appointed. Oh, here comes Bristol. Luatua, Siale Pietau. You don't think it's on in South Africa? That can't be the case, man. Surely. Can't be the case. Fair play to stands up with the crack watching the Prem. Yeah, man. Set the alarm. Got up. Cup of coffee. Quick brekkie. And here we are. Tian's going to bed. Alright, man. Take care, buddy. Looks pretty cold. It's actually not too bad. I'm thinking about taking this thing off soon. It's not too bad, actually. It's just me being a bit of a wuss. Just watch the highlights. Hopefully there's some good ones, man. It's certainly two pretty attacking teams, so... I think the other game hasn't yet finished, if I just double check. Sale and Exeter looks to still be going. But Exeter's going to win that. It's 32-17. This one's still going. The other one hasn't started. Taking a moment to thank the NHS, and then I think we'll get underway. My kids aren't up yet, so I'm doing alright. I'm not sure if they're going to do water breaks this week because it is still summer over there. They did water breaks last week. Anything to watch semi. Good on you, David. 12-1 for first try scorer. Let's see how he goes. Michael says, cheers from Durban and a beer or two now that you guys are allowed your beers. And David, yes, I am on the milky coffee. Absolutely the milky coffee. Oh, I'm going to take this off though. It's pretty warm. It's what, 6:46? Sun's just about to come out. Here we go. Game has just kicked off. And Semi is the first man to get the ball. That's what we like to see. The commentators were just saying he was pretty quiet last week, or at least kind of underwhelming. I don't do black coffee, man. Too strong. Looking tired. I just got out of bed, man. It's alright, I'll perk up in a bit. Game was kick off at 6:45. I set my alarm for 6:25. I think part of me must have been worried I was going to miss it because I woke up a couple of times in the night like, ooh, what's the time? Just double check. Oh man, Gloucester's defence is angry early. It looks fired up, that's for sure. I still haven't looked at the lineups for any of the like the Pro 14 games because they were only coming out as I was getting ready to go to bed. True rugby sort of you'd be up for the count. It's not that abnormal for me, but my kids usually get up pretty early anyway. I'm sure they will be not long from getting up. Right, Gloucester's turn to have a crack, and Bristol have won a penalty. So both sides are traded penalties, makes sense. Big Will. God, I don't want to know what time it is where you are, bro. Still in bed? Red Rider has had the ball like at least 2 or 3 times already, which is good news. I don't know who to cheer for. I was about to say, come on, Gloucester, but it doesn't actually matter. Come on, Bristol. You got the ball. Eleven just said, I'm up, bro. I am up. I've got coffee. Big V8 show. Gonna continue the run of sleeping at ungodly times. Goodness me. If I thought Big Will's time was bad in Oz, what's it like in Hong Kong? You're at I haven't gone to bed yet time. Wide awake and having beer still. It's 4:50. Jeez. Alright, cheers, Michael. Joshua, it's an early start indeed. Oh, here you go, Bristol. And Big Will, did it end up being a bit of a comfortable one for Exeter, didn't it? When I checked, it was like 37 something. Here goes Bristol. What a try. What a try. Timber, how's it going? And Mark, it is a very nice jersey to keep me warm on a Saturday morning here. Jeez, that didn't take long. Max Mellons. How many phases did they go? A little kick through. No look pass. Let's try out a bit of everything. Randra with the try assist. Good try. You look like you need a proper hot bowl of porridge. 22 degrees here in South Devon, 7:48 p.m. Reckon this game could go either way. Wow, man, certainly some good attacking rugby so far. It's such a shame I don't have a magnet for these guys. Oh, 5. Too early in the morning. Are you kidding me? Nah, it's dead. He's claiming it? Oh, no. Jordan, how's it going? Just watched Sale Sharks, so they got a bit of a hiding, didn't they? They don't cash out for assists. David, so close. Game of 2 halves, Sale game. Sale had the first half. Exeter flexed their muscle on the second. Definitely better than last week. Makes sense. Each week these teams are going to get a bit better. Fingertip? But whose finger is it? He's not going to award a try, that's for sure. .22 dropout. 1 penalty. And Bristol with the quick tap. These guys don't want to muck around. Red Radra. Man, Bristol want to play at 100 miles an hour, that's for sure. Oh, good D from Gloucester to get the turnover. A bit under the pump. Need to settle things down a bit. Just turned over, eh? I think adding Bristol to my top tier stable of rugby teams, Blues, Reds, and the ABs. From the look of things, if you were going to go with a Premiership team, former Blues coach, a few exciting players, you could go worse than Bristol. Some people have said they're going to have issues staying under the salary cap, but I don't know. Oh, Red Rider's going for it. With the last minute offload. Should he have passed it earlier? It doesn't matter because they've got another one. They've got another one. Whoa. Another Rotor try assist. I thought he'd blown it. Sully, good evening, mate. Good morning from New Zealand. On the hot stuff, yeah, I'm on the coffee. When did I do Premiership? I'm just doing the odd game. I'm not doing a full season or anything, but yeah. The time zone works just. And I've got a lack of other rugby, to be honest, which is also definitely a factor. It means I've got more time. Ordinarily, if this was Super Rugby season, I would have been up at least watching one of the South African teams. Sammy's on fire. Bring the fire brigade, 100%. Sully, how is the weather in Northern Cyprus at the minute? Auckland at the moment looks overcast, but that also means it's not cold. Oh, I think my children are awake. At least one of them. What about the Stormers? They wear the right colours. And 2 tries already. Not looking good for Gloucester, but still only 11 minutes in. Roasting hot in Cyprus, can't even sit in the shade. Hope you've got a cool drink, man. Put the fan on. The ref's trying to hurry them up as they set the scrum. Good man. Lived there for 15 years. Yeah, Big Will's up at a crazy hour. The sun's just coming up for me. The sun's still a couple of hours away from Big Will. Reese Zammit. Decent kick. Pretty good kick. Okay, Sully is well stocked with his drinks. I've got my coffee. You've got your drinks of your own. (10 p.m. in Cyprus). Okay. Man, penalty counts getting a wee bit high, but we'll see. My kids are getting up and yours are going to bed. I prefer being in your shoes. I like it when they go to bed. It means I get to watch the rugby pretty freely, to be honest, but it's alright. I'm sure my wife will be getting up as well. And to be fair, last week when I streamed, my son just came in and sat there and watched the game for like 20 minutes. I don't know much about Sheedy. Is he any good? He's certainly got a good backline outside him. Missing New Zealand rugby already. Yeah, you and me both, man, but we've got other stuff on, so that'll keep us content for now. Goodness me. Ruben. 82 cents and fam. First week of adulting and 8 to 5. Glad to catch you guys. Do you mean you're at work? First week of work? Cheers, man. Good to see you here. You allowed your beers now? Oh, goodness me. Salid. Thank you, bud, as well. Very kind. Cheers, fellas. Alien Chef. Nah, man. How's it going, bro? I'm pretty happy. It's early, but I am in a decent mood. Bristol have come out cracking in this one. 5 metre line out now. They might get another one. Here's trouble. Here's all kinds of trouble. Try time. Even Semi was involved in that one pushing. Far out. Oh, Craig, you guys are going crazy. Thank you, Craig. I will certainly get myself some coffee. Coffee is needed for the pre-7 a.m. games, that's for sure. Cheers, man. Thacker with that one, the big hooker. I love it how Semi was even pushing in that one. Look at him. You'd think he scored it. Oh, man. Gloucester at kind of 6s and 7s at the moment. Salid loves the coverage. I appreciate that, man. I love doing it. What can I say? My work is done for the week, so I'm catching a good pinotage. Favorite sport, favorite online community. Good, man. And the conversion is in off. Whoa. Oh, even Big Will's jumping on. Try some that was all semi-rad. We'll take that. Judging on his celebration, I think he would agree with you. You need mirrored glasses so you can watch too. Oh, man. Tim! This is to take that jersey off. I do have... Oh, cheers, Tim. Thank you for that. I do have one, Tim, that I think is more your style. Not far away, so... What can I say? Semi had his carver mixed with Wheat Bix this morning. He's certainly pumped for this one. He heard the commentator say that he was lackluster last week. Man, Bristol are going at a point a minute. We're just short of the 19-minute mark. Glad idiots in New Zealand are going to jail for breaching our quarantine facilities. The latest one broke into a facility. Why the hell would you want to get into a quarantine facility? Hey. Semi is a giant in all respects. He's world class, man. He is world class. Bristol done very well to sign him. I mean, Gloucester's not a team of slouches. Pelledri is one of my favourite players. He is just dangerous. They've just had no chances. Cipriani can do magic if he's got the ball. They haven't had any ball. They've just put up a thing on the screen. We apologise for any offensive language you may have heard. I missed whatever they said. I'm sure it wasn't too bad. Tulinga was terrible again today. He wasn't too bad in the first half. He went completely missing in the second. I don't remember hardly anything of him in that Sale game last week. I know he knocked on a try. Yeah, hardly much at all. Birds in the background. Yeah, the bloody sparrows like to sit just like this is a window, and then yeah, the birds like to sit out there. Bloody sparrows. They like to say good morning to the world. Morning, Neil. It was a bit of a scalping for sale. Hope you have your Glasgow shirt on tomorrow. I have got the Glasgow shirt out recently. Not that Craig would approve of that, but yeah, it's going to be a big game. That one's on at a pretty ungodly hour, so I might have to catch like a replay of that one. What time is that game on here tomorrow? I think I saw it on the list of fixtures. Scarlet's Cardiff is 1:55 a.m. Edinburgh Glasgow is 4:10 a.m. 4:10. Oh no. It looks like they're showing Connacht and Ulster at 6:30. What about Munster Leinster? You gotta be showing Munster Leinster, come on. It's not on the list. It's not on the list. I'll have to think of another solution. They're showing Connacht and Ulster at 6:30. That's on at the same time, I take it? Oh, almost an intercept. On which BT channel is this game? Somebody help Grant out. I'm not sure either. Oh, I need to check out Sky TV New Zealand's guide. It looks like they don't have Leinster and Munster on. Sky NZ guide. Munster. Seriously, no results? Rugby. Let's try Pro 14. Guinness Pro 14. Sunday. Sports. Program information unavailable. That's hopeless. It's only tomorrow, for goodness sake, Sky. They are hopeless. Sky New Zealand are absolutely hopeless. Okay. I'll sort something out. Right, Gloucester are actually in the right end of the field. They got advantage. Will we see some kind of X-Factor cross kick? No, they're held up. Or short. I haven't seen the teams, man. What is the Leinster back row looking like? He looks short there. He looks short there. But I guess if he's got it on the line, he's got it on the line. It's going to be a try. Doris, Van der Fleer, and Conan. It's pretty nice. Crusaders coach wanting to be part of the British and Irish Lions. Somebody mentioned that to me yesterday, but I didn't know that that was true, and apparently it is. Well, I guess you don't get much better international experience than if you can get involved with those guys. Zebra also leading Benetton at the moment. Okay. Good kick. Streaming the South African games, man, it depends on the time of day. If they play evening games, I might be able to sneak one in. If they play them all in the afternoon, I will likely be in bed. Big Will thought it was a double movement. It did seem short at first glance to me, but they've given it. Hugh Jones at fullback. What? Leinster going with a 6-2 split on the bench now. If you can get versatile enough players to cover this slot, it's something like the Melbourne Rebels have been doing it in Super Rugby Australia because they've got Reece Hodge who can play 10, 12, 13, both wings and fullback. So with a guy like that, you can afford to take an extra forward. "25 minutes gone." This game's going way at a more than a point a minute. Someone told me this is a new Gloucester jersey. Oh, why would you kick it to Randradra? Nathan Hughes gives the big don't argue. One of these days, 12 Trees is going to cut that mop off. But anyway. Finally on the board. Yes. Yes. It was looking a bit ugly, but 19-7 looks better than 19-0. Pat Lam still looks like he can play. I wouldn't want to mess with Pat Lam. Turn the camera around. Nah, don't think so. Probably not a good idea. How physical and grueling rugby has gotten. I think 6-2 split's the way to go. Yeah, it might be, man. There's calls from some quarters to reduce the number of subs overall. Right, Bristol can get it to the backs. Oh, where's Semi? Get it to Semi. He needs a try. Hughes. Nah, still 4 meters out. It's been some time since we had 2 games on at the same time. I know. It's a good thing about the Premiership having all the teams based in the one place is you can kind of get the games all at the same time. But I guess the Pro 14's doing the same too. New Zealand and Australia limited to 5 teams. Is it the double red stripes? Yeah, it's kind of got a hoops thing. Like a lighter red and a darker red. Oh, it is Semi. How the hell did he do that? Or is he not? He's going to TMO it. No rights to score there. On field, no try. He's going to go double movement. Pat Lamb's a good coach. Yeah, he couldn't get my Blues to do any good, but that was more about the Blues than about him, I think. Oh, was he held? Saying is he's not held. Aloha, probably late. NBC Sports app is showing it free in the US. Bro, well done. How are you, sir? Semi Radradra has just got a try. TMO's given it. He's broken that tackle. Yeah, I thought so as well. Yeah, bonus point before half time. Can't argue with that. Jeez. He's got that one. Streaming the game this weekend, Ruben. Yeah, there's Aussie Rugby on tonight, my time. So I'll be doing that one when I'm a bit less sleepy. Big Will. Semi is a monster. You are right. Cheers, man. He had no rights to score that one. He looked like he was in a hopeless position. And, yeah, if it's on, I was planning on doing Leinster-Munster. But looking at Sky Sports Guide over here, I can't see it on. It says they've got Connacht and Ulster on. I mean, no disrespect, but I would have thought Leinster-Munster's probably a bigger game in terms of views. Yeah, Connacht Ulster tomorrow morning, 6:30 a.m. Glasgow, Edinburgh's on at 4:10. Seems a bit weird. Maybe they got it on Sky Sports 3? Netball. Bro, what the hell's happened here? I'm busy looking at the TV guide and there's another try. This game's mad. This game is mad. Goodness me, this is mad. Statehood Day in Hawaii, enjoying the Premiership with coffee. No kava till 5 p.m. That makes sense. Stop South African rugby going north. Unfortunately, that may be beyond my control, mate. Northern Hemisphere Leinster Munster is on 7 Saturday afternoon. Connacht is on 4 on Sunday afternoon. Maybe they've got the guide wrong. Maybe they just stuffed it up. Sky Sports in New Zealand are honestly pretty hopeless. When I look on the website, it says information unavailable. When I look here on the TV, it says it's Connacht Ulster. So maybe they've just got it run the wrong way. Saw Pat Lam Murrayfield back in the late 80s. What a tackler. Good player. Popped in to say, hi Liam, what's going on with Gloucester? They've scored 2 tries. It's just they've given 4 away. So, yeah. Big Will likes the new Irish jersey. I remember Mark saying he hates it. Mark Dunphy. He's Irish. 32 minutes in. Man, we've already had 6 tries. This game... madness. Thought you mentioned that this game wouldn't have as many tries as last night's game. Oh, true. How many did last night's game have? Was it like 9? We'll see. Maybe the second half will dry up a bit. The Irish jersey is disgusting. It's a divisive one, isn't it? I think the New England one goes on sale soon as well. The Umbro one. Oh man, they're breaking too many tackles, eh? By which I mean Bristol are breaking too many Gloucester tackles. Because they're the guys with the ball, but Gloucester got turnover. 34 minutes. Pat Lam was a hell of a tackler. I used to call him the chiropractor. I think that's Brian Lima. Tim's very scared about the English one. Depends what they do with it. I like the Irish jersey. Nothing could be worse than the World Cup jersey. What was wrong with the World Cup jersey? Wasn't it just green? With a white... was it a whitish collar? I've got it somewhere. Can't really talk. Last few Scarlets away kits have been disgusting. R.I.P. Jack Goodhie's mullet. What? Did he cut his hair? I don't believe it. Ooh. that was a high one. Advantage. Gloucester, maybe one more score before half-time. Make this game on. Oh, knock on. Back for the advantage. Simple jerseys are the best. The new Irish jersey has too much going on. It's sometimes hard with the international jerseys because I think the designers think they need to do something else to sell the jersey. But most countries, they just have a colour going on, don't they? Black, white, green, blue. There's not that much you're supposed to do with it, I think. And yeah, the simple ones tend not to age as badly. The mullet's gone. What? How do I not know these things? Call myself a rugby YouTuber. I don't even know about Jack Goodhue's mullet. What's going to happen to the guy who's got his username as Jack Goodhue's mullet on this channel? Right, Gloucester. Oh, the bounce was pretty cruel. Nah. Back for a penalty. Umbro, I thought they went bankrupt in the 50s, no idea. Fiji's jersey is always my pick for nicest. It's white, it's usually pretty slick. Oh, they've missed their line out. Always live, do I ever sleep? I slept between games, what can I say? I tried to time my life around the rugby, at least in the night and the morning. Almost half time, 2 minutes to go. Umbro make alright kits, but part of me loves the idea of old England fans pulling up brain cheese at Twickers and at Umbro. Oh. Hopefully they can get the technology right that the jerseys aren't going to rip, because it seems to have taken most of the main rugby manufacturers a while to get that kind of formula right. The early tight jerseys used to rip like anything. They don't anymore. All the Irish provinces have nice jerseys at least. They do. They leaked an image of Sam Underhill and Tom Curry. Was that a legit one or no? I'm still not sure if that was like a training kit or an actual England kit. Right, Gloucester, one more chance. 1 minute to go. They need to get the line out right this time. Pat Lam doesn't look pleased at all. In 2017, Australia had a jersey with a tribal pattern around the shoulders. Looked class. Yeah, you can do them right, but if it's just like swishy swashy stuff, it generally looks a bit average. Here we go. 39 minutes, 35 seconds. Line out. Secured. Set them all. No, they feed the backs. Oh, and Gloucester have given the ball away. Bristol read that one like a book. But they've got another penalty. Maybe just kick this one. You've had 2 chances. Maybe just kick it. Nah, they don't want to kick it. Right, third time the charm for Gloucester. Maybe. One line out they stuffed up. Then they stuffed up the initial pass from the line out. This time they're just going to maul it, keep it simple. It's looking dangerous. Can't do too much with the English jersey other than add some red stripes or patches of red. Yeah, one of the ones that I've got's got little St. George's crosses dotted around it, but even those you wouldn't notice unless you're quite close to it. Right, it's half time. Three 5 meter lineouts and all three fail. Doesn't bode too well. Controversial, but did anyone else like those blue-grey recycled Adidas kits? No, I'm not a fan. I like the Blues one, which is white, but that's the only one. 2003 Best England jersey. Didn't that have like a stripe down it, or was that the one after? That was that 2007. Bristol defended them all really well. Yeah, I'm just going to open the curtains, guys. Turn the lights off. Sun is up. Won't be long. Stretch the legs. Get the blood moving. Three times isn't the charm. Not Liam. Three charms is three times is just three fails apparently. Oh, my Netflix payment has been updated. That's interesting. Seeing as I don't have Netflix. Right. Oh, Worcester's leading Wasps as well. Wonder if that game's on the other channel. Let's have a look. No, they're not showing that one. Benetton Zebra is live. Whoa. That Benetton kit is a bit horrible. Far out. It's blue with a red sleeve and a green sleeve. I'm not a big fan. And there's football on, but no, there's no other rugby on. Alright. Talk about me while I'm away. That didn't last long. Worcester's ahead of Wasp 17-10 apparently. Zebra's beating Benetton 15-6. It's a bit colourful. Yes, it's a bit colourful, that Benetton jersey. I had a good week. Found my wedding ring, and I found my old Ireland jersey lost for 2 years. I'm sure your missus was pretty happy about the first one. Not so sure about the second one. Seeing as you're English, is my point. Halftime stats. Possession 35-65 to Bristol. Territory 37-63 to Bristol. Run meters, 67, 201 to Bristol. Penalties conceded, 9-13. Bristol with more. That's a lot of penalties for one half of rugby. Goodness me. But with all those tries, you don't really notice it. Gloucester have already made 84 tackles. Bristol have only had to make 39. They're showing Aussie cricket highlights, so I'm just gonna flick it over, see what else is on. Ulsterman here. Will you be watching Connacht Ulster? I can't seem to figure out based on the guide here what time all these games are on. I need to have a look. Hold on a second. Because it's generally only the late games over in Europe that are on at a reasonable hour over here. Let's look. Pro 14. My times. Yeah, Connacht Ulster's on Monday morning at 3:30 a.m. So I probably won't watch it live. I may be able to catch some highlights. Good thing if I'm working from home and I did watch it at 3:30 a.m. At least I'd be able to maybe have a bit of a lie-in. Let's have a look at Benetton Zebra. Still 6 points to 17. Man, since when was Zebra the better side? I thought they were pretty ordinary. Oh, maybe it's just that. Connacht Ulster's gonna going under the radar a bit. Will be a very good game. Hopefully. It probably, like, in terms of, like, hype, it probably plays second fiddle to Munster Leinster, but should still be a good game. Ulster was one of my favourite teams to watch during the Champions Cup, man. John Cooney was just in phenomenal form, but I understand they got a few injuries from what you guys have told me. No, the Wasps game is definitely not on. Connacht Ulster is 4:30 p.m. on Sunday UK time. Yeah, that'd make sense. I think it's usually either 11 or 12 hours difference here. So afternoon means middle of the night for me, and vice versa, I would say. So yeah, evening games tend to work the best. Still criminal. Murray started ahead of Cooney. That was a reputation rather than a form thing. Yeah, Cooney was... He was just tearing things up, man. Didn't... Was it McCloskey who either didn't make the initial squad? Because he was in good form too, wasn't he? Zebras had a longer rest than anyone with regards to the Italian lockdown. Probably right. I just remember Benetton doing pretty well in the Pro 14 last year, like the previous season, and Zebra were like propping up the rest of the ladder. So I'm just surprised, especially seeing as Benetton seemed to be at home. I can hear my kids yelling, but way at the other end of the house, so I've got the door shut. What can I say? Alright, I can't look at that kit much longer, so I'm going to flip it back. Oh, but then they got Aussie cricket on. Goodness me. Torn. How are things over there, Mike? You still in lockdown? Yeah, Barrett, we are still in lockdown. It's a stricter lockdown in Auckland than the rest of the country, but got groceries, got beer. Can't complain too hard. McCloskey didn't make it, but Ireland are just so sport for choice in centres. Yeah, but I just thought McCloskey was in... I don't know, I thought he was in really good form anyway. But yeah, you're right. Zebra constantly propping up the ladder alongside the Kings. Yeah, which is why I'm a bit surprised to see them getting a few minutes away from a win. Predictions for the Champions Cup quarterfinals. It's so hard to say, seeing as these teams have not been playing. But Leinster, probably to lose, even though I'd love to see Ulster get a win. Who else is playing? Who's Exeter playing? Zebra result will be a shock from where you're sitting. Yeah, me too. Got a free bet. Put it on. Put it on 41.5. How far are you away? What's that? Oh, yep. You're doing pretty well. You're doing pretty well indeed. Long half time, but they're having cups of tea. They haven't taken the water breaks in this game, which is interesting though. Last week's game they had water breaks. Let's have a look at Zebra again. 6 minutes to go. It's not looking good for Benetton. Exeter, Northampton. I would definitely go Exeter. And the other one's two French teams, isn't it? Racing and somebody. Great channel, mate. Just found it. Good, man. Good to have you along. To be honest, I don't watch a lot of Premiership. This is quite new for me. I watch Champions Cup for a couple of years, but actual Premiership stuff is a bit new. But this game, it's been crazy. Claremont and Racing. I kind of like Racing, but that could just be because some of the players they've got are just so fun to watch. That may be more of a heart than a head thing. What's the plan for the day? It's the weekend, so probably once I finish, watch the rugby, check in on the kids, take them out somewhere. There's nowhere we can take them with lockdown on, but I can take them to the park. The playgrounds are shut, which kind of sucks. But I can take them for a walk, tire them out basically, so then the rest of my day will be kind of peaceful. Toulouse, Toulon, trying to think of a good French side. Racing is the side that seemed to be, I guess, like the Bristol of the top 14. But their jerseys are really expensive. I've been trying to find a cheap Racing jersey for Yonks and I can't find it. Bristol have some serious stars now. I gotta wonder. I mean, you've got Sinclair, Radradra, Luatua, Piutau, like Charles. Like some of these guys are getting paid massive money. How do they keep it under the salary cap? I don't know. You got your boy in RC car over lockdown. Is it an electric one or a gas one? I had a gas one years ago. Those are very noisy but pretty fun. Big Union and League fan in the UK. Who's your team, Johnny? Wonder how Bristol have all them players under the salary cap. Yes. I know when Saracens got busted, who's their South African? I always forget his name. He's kind of a bit of a loose cannon. Who's that South African? Is it Fenta? Like director of rugby or whatever his role is? And he was kind of suggesting that there's probably other clubs who are also over the salary cap, and he was kind of like indirectly wink, wink, nudge, nudge Bristol. Nathan Hughes as well, exactly right, man. Electric used to run gas, but spent more time fixing it. Yeah, funnily enough, my gas one broke down. Leinster Saracens is basically a test match. Yeah, and Saracens will be pumped because that's their only opportunity to do anything, right? They can't do anything in the Premiership given how many points they've lost. Brendan Fenter, yeah, he's a bit of a, like I said, a loose cannon. Second half is underway, by the way. Nathan Hughes should have displaced Billy Vunipola. Yeah, people said Dombrant as well from Quins. He could have taken his jersey, although from what I saw from last week, he was a bit quiet. Watching from work on a Friday afternoon. Hope all's well, Mark. Yeah, man. It's all good. It's Saturday morning here. I've got coffee. I can hear my kids are awake, but my wife is helpfully taking care of them. I let her sleep in, so what can I say? Both Newcastle teams in Union and League. Well, you guys will be back in the Premiership no time. Semi and Pieta will be on $1 million apiece. You'd have to pay Kyle Sinclair a lot. Any English international, you have to play a lot. Sinclair and, like they mentioned, Hughes will be on a lot. Luatua should be on decent money, I would have thought. Maybe not. Maybe New Zealanders are cheaper. Like, kind of South Africans are a bit cheaper as well. Like, I would say on average, you'd pay more for an English player than you would for a Kiwi or for a South African. Just because if a South African or a New Zealander comes back after earning the pound, that's worth more. Still waiting on the kids to crash the stream. Yeah, the door's shut. So we'll see how that goes. Randrada reminds me so much of Leslie Van Colo. Both learned their trade in the NRL. I don't remember that name. Brendan Fenter, the king of post-match interviews. Yeah, what was that one he did? He did one famous one where he just spoke absolute nonsense the whole time. Right. This time, after those 3 attempts to maul it over failed, Gloucester are going for a shot at the posts. 12 trees. And he's got it. Keep the scoreboard ticking over. Not a bad thing. Only 9 points. You fully escaped the mother-in-law's party now. Well done. I hope you got her something nice, though. There has to be a lot of pull to the English Prem for foreign players. It's definitely a good money earner for the guys who go. Sinclair has to be one of the highest paid props in the world, no doubt. No doubt. When he left Quins, you figure they must have offered him a fair bit of coin, or maybe he just thinks Bristol's a better chance to win a trophy. I don't know. Pretend to be asleep and they might go away. Do that whenever the missus needs me to do something. Yeah, no, that doesn't work for me. If I'm pretending to sleep, my kids will just come and whack me to wake me up. Reece Zammit, yeah, he's playing 15. Hasn't had much chance to run it. Fender's interview was something like, did great, don't know why we lost. It was the intensity, but it wasn't. Yeah, he took that way of answering questions from some comedy show. Where he just agreed with everything, but somehow, yeah, it's on Twitter. General thoughts about English rugby? I mean, I haven't watched enough of the Premiership to really make a confident statement, but from what a lot of people tell me is that sides go out wanting not to lose rather than wanting to win, and that's because the Premiership has relegation. But like I've watched enough games over the years, like Wasps used to be a bit of a kind of crazy attacking team. I don't know what they're like now, but they were always a bit of fun to watch. Bristol certainly seem to be set up that way. Cipriani at Gloucester's always got something up his sleeve, so yeah, it's good. She's 92, just having the family was her day. Oh man, 92. That's a good innings. Bristol Bears play like a Super Rugby side. Well, they've got a few former Super Rugby players, that's for sure. Leinster are missing the man who loves spuds. No! What's wrong with him? That makes me sad. Anytime I can see Tyke Furlong playing. Is Tyke Byrne back for Munster though? I can Google this later, to be honest. Wasp lost the bulk of their players, so pretty poor. Yeah. Yeah, I was pretty. I don't want to say gutted, but yeah, I saw Wasps play Leinster in like the opening round of the Champions Cup a season or two ago, and they got flogged. They got absolutely flogged. And I was like, okay, so Wasps aren't the team they used to be. English rugby can be very conservative. Okay. Well, you wouldn't know it if you're watching this game, to be fair. Talking about ending relegation, I heard the same thing. I kind of hope they don't, though, because the good thing about relegation is it makes the bottom of the table actually interesting. In Super Rugby, the bottom of the table it's pretty much just going through the motions about from halfway through the season on. Most of the guys are just playing for pride, maybe to get the final playoff spot. Leo Cullen said he ate too much spuds. Go on, no. Is he just out of shape? He's got to be injured. Sale, half their team being Super Rugby, but their players are extremely conservative. Knock on. Teams like Leicester play the traditional English way, slow, forward-dominated. Teams like Bristol and Gloucester pass it out, and it's far better to watch. It's funny though, because like even Exeter, with their just monstrous forwards, like even they though, their backs can occasionally cut loose and set the world alight. So. London Irish will be happy to hear that. If they ended relegation, I'm sure Newcastle and London Irish would be pretty chuffed, as long as they were both in the Prem. From what I hear, most of the big names haven't been too greedy. I know money talks, but rugby players tend to be fairly astute folks, and they realise how precarious the Prem club's existence is. I'm sure they want jobs playing rugby, so maybe that makes sense. Reece Zammit was better kicking the other direction, kicking to the right. That was pretty all average. First half kicking left, he was a lot better. Right-footed kicker, makes sense. Happy Porter is getting a start. Imagine being stuck behind easily the best tight head in the world at club and country. Yeah. That's one of the things about Leinster. Even if you're the second best guy in your country, you may not get a start. This is why the Prem is great, because there's loads of variety. Saracens, Exeter, Bristol are all great teams, all have really different styles. Yeah, for sure. Oh, here we go. Bristol, Vui. Oh, he's in touch. Good defence. The second half might be a bit tighter. My prediction about this game not having as many tries as last night's game might still come true, but still got half an hour. Cipriani's wasted at Gloucester. I was surprised to see Gloucester's position on the table, man, because they've got a lot of good players. Ugh. TMO's been busy. Gonna have another look, but it's the ref who keeps calling her into action. What are we looking at? Tackle into touch. Yeah, flags up. There's a bit of afters. Penalty for Simpson for coming in after the play had ended. Fair enough. Close competition is a bad idea, would alienate a lot of fans. I also think it's preferable if you've got the ability to have it with promotion relegation than to do that. Every league and country has to cut its cloth to suit. That's also a fair point. Gloucester have a poor pack but exciting backline. Generally, a team with a good forward pack and a crap backline will beat the opposite, I think. Oh, Bristol just short. This should be a try. He's got it. Try time. What was I saying about my prediction? Gloucester's always really close to winning but fall away in the last bits. That's a Blues thing from my Super Rugby team. Benetton 11, Zebra 17. It's a good win for Zebra. My guess is Gloucester's position is that when they lost to Bristol in one of the earlier rounds, it killed the momentum. Yeah, they got beaten pretty comfortably, didn't they? It's becoming a pretty lengthy list, people, of try scorers. Still half an hour, 29 minutes. Big Will's loving Bristol style of rugby. I gotta admit, when I was looking at the fixtures list and looking for the one game which was going to be on at a decent time, or in this case it's two, I was pretty chuffed that it was Bristol Gloucester. New prediction, Bristol won't score as many as the Reds. Yeah, they're not too far away. It's annoying your stream is maybe 30 seconds ahead of mine. What you can do is just pause me for the same time difference. Just push pause on YouTube and then make up the time difference. Then I won't be dropping spoilers. We'll be in sync. So if you want to do that, I'm at 51 minutes and 57 seconds now. So just count the time difference. Did you just hear a cat? No, that would be my daughter. That would be my daughter. I don't have any pets. 2 children is enough. Pat Lam is just going for it at Bristol. Yep. What can I say? He was the Blues coach and we were crap under him. Then he went to Connacht and won the bloody Pro 12. And now he's taken Bristol to 2nd place in the Premiership. Was it him or was it the Blues? This is the way the game should be played. As long as it's winning, to be honest. Would you rather watch your team play expensive rugby and get beaten, or would you rather see play a bit conservative and win? I think I'd rather watch my team win, but, you know. Oh, surely they went back 10, ref. Come on. It was onside, okay. Good on you. Oh, Gloucester's hands. Do you think Devon Toner's being wasted in the 2nd row? That he should be playing fullback. What? It's good when 2 senses ahead because then you can pause and it's easier to sync. But if I'm behind, it makes it harder to sync. Yeah. Well, during the Rugby World Cup, when I was having to watch the rugby via streaming rather than on TV, which I've got it on now, I was always behind. I was getting spoiled all the goddamn time. But thankfully, there's a delay in like YouTube comments and stuff coming through, so it usually wasn't too bad. But yeah. Pat Lam will be a perfect coach for Japan with the way he likes to coach his teams. It'll be interesting to see how long he stays at Bristol, to be fair. I mean, I guess he wants to win a premiership. With Saracens relegated, that makes it a touch easier, although still got Exeter to get through. Oh man, it's all Bristol at the moment. Just won a scrum penalty. This could get messy if Gloucester's heads start to go down. He's 7 foot tall. Ireland should just put him at fullback against England to deal with all the kicks behind. I don't know that he's the most mobile guy though. Big Devon Toner. You reckon it might have been the Blues? Yeah, the rotten culture at the Blues. It seems to have come right this year. But yeah, my team has not been good for a long time, no matter who was the coach. Gloucester have decent fans. I seem to remember them getting decent crowds. Bristol gets good crowds though too, right? Like almost 20,000? Bristol Rugby's a sleeping giant. They don't seem to be sleeping anymore. Randra, we haven't seen much of him in the second half. Toner could step someone in a phone box. Don't underestimate his attacking game. Right. Toner should take up basketball. There, that one I can get behind. Radrad's beard is glorious. He does have a pretty nice beard as well, that's true. Oh, they are having a water break. Sinkler's having a wee bit of water. They're going over some of the tries. You dropped 5K on Bristol. Holy shit, $5,000. You're looking pretty good value at the moment, but damn, man. Turner didn't even make the Ireland World Cup squad. No, he didn't. Which was a bit disappointing. Seeing as he's just so safe at line-out time. Keith Woods talked a lot about like the mental pressure of having to be the line-out thrower. How much more like secure would you feel in your job knowing you're throwing to Devon Toner? I think a lot. Gloucester have top crowds, they know their rugby. Bristol is a sporting city. They have 2 soccer teams and now a rugby team on the up. They know, and they all get support. Oh, yeah, true. Is Bristol's team for soccer in the Premier League or the Championship? And what's their other team? Hope the Bulls are able to improve under Jake White. He seems to be making a mark, man. He's shuffled a bunch of players around, some in, some out. Bristol with a set play. Man, 12 Trees has had to be on his game. He's not been all the time. Why was I thinking he dropped 5,000 kilograms? Well, there's Zimbabwean dollars. Or whatever it is, it's a lot. $5,000. What's the most I've ever bet? I think the most I've bet is like $100. Or was it even that? Maybe it was 50. 100? I remember that year the Hurricanes won Super Rugby for the first time. I want to say $50 on them at the start of the season, and I won a couple hundred. Yeah, something like that. If Bristol Bulls theory could afford a nice super chat, there you go. I like the way you think. Bristol City in the Championship. On the ground, the rugby team play at Rovers League 2 football club is owned by the rugby owner. He has a few bob. Are we talking the owner of the League 2 club or the Championship club? Oh, if it's the same ground, then it'll be the Championship club. Bristol were in the Premier League a few years ago, right? Must have got relegated, I guess. Back for a penalty for Gloucester. How do you rate Ollie Thorley? Yeah, he's been with the England setup before, right? But he didn't. Am I right that he didn't get a cap? I bet 6,000 rand on a UFC fight with John Jones. I won, but the stress was awful. Won't ever do it again. 6,000 rand. Goodness me. I can't do that, man. Bristol have been in the Prem a few times. Okay, makes sense. Sinkler's coming off. He's played 60 minutes. He looks pretty shattered, to be honest. He's probably not a big fan of playing summer rugby by the look on his face. Jeez. Every time the All Blacks play, you'll see the TAB, which is our big betting agency here, put some statement out like what the biggest bet was. People will always put like 100 grand on the All Blacks when the All Blacks are paying like $1.10 or $1.20 or something to win, because they're usually a pretty safe bet. And if you bet enough, you can still make pretty decent money. But would you risk 100 grand to win like 10 grand or 20 grand? Don't know. Bristol Rovers are the other football team. It's like $600 New Zealand, bro. I would $600. That's not money. If my wife saw her bet $600 on sports, I'd probably be in trouble. Rovers get 8,500 fans to a bloody League Two game. That's impressive. Good support, not such good football. Oh well, it's League Two. All the props are coming on now. Gloucester have just substituted their 2 props as well, so it seems to be like the hour mark is the time to get it done. You never see a bookie with a part-time job. Fair call, Ruben. Very fair call. Oh, scrum was under a bit of pressure there for Bristol. They're under all sorts of pressure. And they managed to just secure the ball. Pat Lamb's achievement with Connacht and what he's building at Bristol, do you see him ever getting a national job? That's probably a fair call, man. If he could get Bristol to a Premiership final or 2, I wouldn't be surprised if some teams started looking at him. Gloucester looking threatening. Yeah, they are actually getting a bit more momentum in this game. But I still don't think they'll come back from that far behind, but still. There's no reason Ireland can't go for a 6-2 bench with Toner and Furlong's ability to cover fullback. What are you talking about, man? All Blacks, which ground do you feel more at home? Eden Park, Rugby League Park? Oh, it's got to be Eden Park, man. We're unbeaten at Eden Park since the 90s. Gloucester, they're about 2 meters out. Just push back. They're so close. Don't give it a 12 trees. And they gave it a 12 trees. And he's lost it. What did I say? I said don't give it to 12 trees. He was standing there by himself. Madness. You reckon an international side could afford to pay Pat Lam what he's on at Bristol? Yeah, probably a fair call. Maybe only England. And now Bristol got a penalty. He almost had a haircut try from last night, yeah. Would Rugby want to reduce the number of subs? It's been talked about. I'm not sure if that's a direct response to the South African style. What do you think of what Steve Diamond said about scrums? He said they're boring, right? He said they're boring. One thing I will say, like during lockdown, I watched a bunch of old games. We're talking 87, 91, like World Cups. I watched all kinds of stuff. And honestly, the game was a load faster back in those days. Now, people will say the scrums weren't safe because they set them too quickly. But honestly, a scrum would be set within, we're talking 10, 20 seconds at most. They did not faff about. These days, oh my goodness, they wait so long. And I know the safety is a factor, but a lot of it is just the players taking a breather, honestly. Whoa, another penalty. Oh, bro. Man, Reece Dammit was close there. He's just said, for F's sake. Nobody home for Bristol. Reece Dammit. I don't think he was going to make it. I used to scrum when they still engaged. It really does get to your neck after a while. Yeah, and I don't mind the fact that they do it safer now, but the amount of time they spend setting each pack up ready to go is honestly ridiculous. They could do it faster. They just don't because they're huge and they need to take a few breathers. It could be done faster and safely. Double movements are being penalised a lot more under these new regulations. That's true. A lot more penalty counts, just like the penalty counts have been higher just generally across the board. A lot of stuff at the breakdown and whatnot. Reece Dammit's quick, yeah, bro. Hopefully he gets a cap for Wales at some point. I'm not sure how long he can stay with Gloucester. I think he signed a pretty long contract. Because once he gets capped for Wales, he'll have to sign for a Welsh club eventually once his contract's over. "100% correct. It gets tedious and boring when the scrum after scrum. Just get on with the game. Super Rugby, they would seem to apply common sense. Still, sometimes, man, Super Rugby, they can faff about with the scrums as well. Honestly, if a team's looking to kill time, they'll take that chance to kill time. So, yeah, obviously safety has to be first, but the refs could hurry the play along. Either that or the other potential solution is to stop the clock when they're setting scrums. But I don't feel like that is necessarily the right way to do it. Because you're going to get bloody long games if you stop the clock. I think then you'll get players trying to sneak more rest time and the scrums may take even longer because they know that there's no pressure on the clock. I'd rather see the refs hurry them up. Oh, Rad. Maybe he could have got that one. Nah. Losing coaches invariably moan about scrums. That's probably a fair call as well. Close. Speaking of which, we're setting another scrum. 11 and a half minutes to go. Scrum at low levels was really not safe. I feel that's why the scrum laws were introduced. Yeah, and safety has to be first. 100%. What happened to the idea of a scrum clock? Scrum clock, I think maybe that one could work. If you penalise teams who did not get ready for a scrum in time. Yeah, that one's a solid idea. But it's just more maintenance to kind of police it, hey? But right now, just waiting for the front rows to sort themselves out takes a bloody age. And you can see these guys are tired. That's why they don't want to do it quickly. You've just been running around. You're a big 120 kilo unit. Of course you're tired. You want to take an extra 30 seconds. But the whole game just slows down. Oh, Sips has just kicked that out on the full. It's not what they needed. Ruben, yeah, you found me on LinkedIn. I added you. I saw that. When it comes to scrums, they slow it down for a breather. I used to bend down, untie my shoelace, and retie them when I was super tired at scrum time. They still do it today. That's an oldie but a goodie. Oh, man. Any of the players on the field tonight you wish played for the Blues? Well, Semi Radradra would be a nice one. Jake Pelledri, I'd like to have him playing for the Blues, although we've got a lot of good back rowers already. Here's try time for Gloucester. Finally, they've had a few half chances. They finally convert one. That's the Cipriano I remember from Super Rugby. Furlong needs to consume a spud before each scrum. I don't think that'd be entirely legal. What's his name? Vardy. I don't know him. How's that 5,000 bet looking right now? Still pretty safe? Wasps are leading by 1 point. Yowza, that's a tight one. Comebacks on 5K slipping away. Still 2 scores, but yeah. What is that guy's name? Varney. Okay. Yeah, man, you got to think, Big Will, without some of these errors, like if they converted some of their half chances, Gloucester could potentially be in a different position. But yeah, Bristol just came out of the blocks way too fast. I think the bet guy also left. I wouldn't be able to watch if so much was at stake. Oh, yeah. Oh, Gloucester have just given away a penalty. He'll be breathing a bit of a sigh of relief after that one. But there is something about betting. As long as you're doing betting like within your means, like you're not betting your freaking like rent money. Like, it does make games more intense. Like, if there's a game that you couldn't give a crap about, you put $5 on it, suddenly that team you bet on is like your team and you want them to win like nothing else. And you love their players and they're going to do it for you. These are your boys. There is something to be said for betting adding to the excitement of a game, honestly. I've watched tennis when I've put a bet on it. And man, I can't remember that guy's name. There's one tennis player who's got a hell of a serve, but otherwise he kind of sucks. I can't stand it because he lost me like $5 against Dominic Thiem like a few years ago when Thiem was like 17 or something. Anyway. As it is, Gloucester are a drop away from the pressure being on. It's true. 12 trees tackling his pants. Yes, he was being exposed really in that first half. My son and son-in-law have just gone to a stag night. All the rugby players. It's going to be messy. Their last comment was Bristol will hammer Gloucester. There's still time, but they should be at least right with the result. I'm not sure about the hammer, but it was looking likely for a while. Ref is gold standard. Yeah, he's been busy, but I think he's been alright. Ian Karlovic, nah, he's an American guy. American. Big, tall guy. Not very good. But he's like, makes all the big tournaments. Gets knocked out relatively early. Keyman today's been Radra. In the first half, he was absolutely tearing it up. He's been pretty anonymous in the second half. What's that guy's name? I think he might have won it here. Oh, John Isner. He won it in 2014 here in New Zealand. John Isner. He lost me money. And it was like $5, I swear. So, I remember it. Yep, there you go. I won't spend 5k on anything I can't drive or live in. Yep. At $1.85, he's going to be making pretty good money. I think the problem with betting is when fans bet with emotions. That's where bookies make the money. Oh, Bristol have just knocked it on. Gloucester probably need to do something here to have any chance. They seem to have more energy, eh? At the moment. Have they just got better substitutes? Or... I don't know. Oh, those hands. Poledri with the take over his head. They're trying to hold him up. Tackle release. Come on, Gloucester. One score to make it interesting. But not for our friends 5k. Fiji could go 8-0 split because they can play all their forwards as backs. They literally do have a prop who's played sevens. Before COVID-19 and when I was down at my local, I would spend 80 plus on booze and about 100 on bets. The slappers every time. My missus loved that I watch the live streams now. Oh, jeez. I'm glad she's happy with it. Siali Piatow looks to have taken a bit of a knock. I think my missus is actually pretty satisfied that I spend most of my time, even though I'm streaming, I'm still bloody home, so I'm not going out. She probably appreciates that. Maybe she wants me out the house, don't know. Can't wait to see Dan Levy back. Bro, 100%. He's been literally out for like a year and a half, eh? When I did the Lions video, I had totally forgotten about him. He's been gone that long. 2 cents, how did Lewis Rees-Zammit do? He's not had a lot of opportunities, but when he did, he showed some proper toe. That's for sure. 2 minutes to go. Oh, here's trouble. Oh, no. Nah. Man, Gloucester have had so many half chances. How many have they taken? Pretty much none. Ford or Farrell? Probably have to go Farrell. Although, Ford, I don't think deserves anywhere near the grief that he gets. He's alright. He can control a game. He just doesn't do some of the flash, like, tackle busting stuff. And his tackle technique's maybe not what it could be. In terms of, like, he gets run over a bit. Ford at 10, Farrell at 12. Ruben's got the best of both. Oh, what's a tackle from Hughes. Missed the jersey pull from Semi. I missed it as well. Well, with a minute to go, I think our mate's 5K, whatever currency it was, is pretty safe. So the beers are on him. Oh, Nathan Hughes, goodness me. Well, you'd have to say Gloucester have been pretty good in the in the second half. It's just Bristol came out of the blocks way too firing. It'd be nice for Gloucester to get a fourth try, but I can't see it happening. There's 20 seconds to go. Bristol have got the ball. Eight seconds. Then Bristol have got advantage. This is going to be it. That's it. Full time. Man. Well, 8 tries. I think that's one fewer than last night's game, right? Dollary dues was the currency. Good game. If I'm going to wake up at 6:25 to watch rugby, it's nice to watch one that had 8 tries in it and semi-round Radra absolutely running riot in the first half. So, yeah, he was crazy. Wasps just scored 23-17. Oh, they should hang on to that one, surely. But, yeah, all you guys in Europe, you're probably getting ready to hit the sack shortly, maybe, in a while. But, yeah, take care. I'll look up some stats of this one, do a quick video on it, and then, big Will. Cheers, sir. Yeah, thank you, bud. As I finish my coffee. The Leinster-Munster game is probably on the cards as well for tomorrow. My time is tomorrow. Assuming it's on telly. The broadcaster here is still faffing about with their guide, but yeah. That one should be a cracker, and we've got Super Rugby Australia tonight if you're keen for that one as well. So anyway, take care, everyone. Cheers for hanging out. And, yeah, I'll see you guys again for another one.